I opened the window of my small hotel room and let the cool wind touch my face. It was early afternoon. Below me, the city was alive and noisy. People hurried along the pavement. Students rode bicycles past bookstores and cafes. Buses stopped again and again near the university entrance. I felt tired after a long and demanding week, so I drove from my home near Brighton to Oxford for a quiet weekend. I needed space to breathe. I needed time to think. My name is Claire Morgan, and I am 50 years old. I own a small but successful design company. I built it slowly, with many late nights and long days. I worked hard to make it strong. People see me as confident and organized. They notice my neat clothes, my shoes, and the calm way I move. Many believe I live a perfect life, but the truth was simple. I was lonely. I lived alone. Some evenings, my house felt empty, like I did not fully belong there. That afternoon, after checking into the hotel, I walked to a university cafe I knew well. I often went there when I needed quiet energy. The cafe was full of young people. They studied, laughed, and talked about their future. Watching them made me feel calm. Sometimes it made me feel young again. I ordered a coffee and sat near the window. Sunlight passed through the glass and warmed my hands. For a few moments, life felt easy. Then I noticed a young man standing near the counter. He looked about 25 years old. His dark hair fell softly over his forehead. His clothes were clean but clearly old. He looked at the menu, then opened his wallet. His shoulders dropped. His mouth tightened. He looked hungry, but unsure. He did not ask anyone for help. He did not look around. He simply stood there with quiet worry in his eyes. Something inside me moved. I knew that look. I remembered my own early years, working small jobs and counting every coin. I usually never spoke to strangers, but that day felt different. I stood up, took a deep breath, and walked toward him. When he saw me, his eyes widened in surprise. His name, I later learned, was Evan Brooks. He was a university student and worked part-time in a bakery. His parents lived far away, and he tried not to ask them for help. He told me he had not eaten all day. His voice was soft, careful, honest. I offered to buy him lunch. At first he looked confused, then embarrassed. But there was hope in his eyes. When he agreed, he thanked me quietly, with more feeling than words. We sat together at a small table. He ate quickly, like someone who had waited too long for food. I watched him with a strange warmth in my chest. It felt like I was looking at a younger version of myself. We talked for a long time. He told me about his studies and his dream of becoming a writer. He wanted to write about real people and real emotions. I listened closely. Something warm grew inside me. I shared small parts of my life, my work, my quiet evenings. When he laughed, I felt lighter. I did not expect to see him again. But 2 days later, when I returned to the cafe, he walked in and saw me. His face lit up. He asked if he could sit with me. I said yes. From that day on, we met often. Coffee, walks through the park, quiet moments by the river. Everything felt easy, safe. He listened when I spoke. He made me feel seen. Slowly, something changed. One afternoon, while walking through the park, he touched my hand. Just for a moment, I did not pull away. Another day, his fingers stayed longer. I told myself it meant nothing, but my heart knew better. One evening, he brushed a strand of hair from my face. His touch was gentle. My breath stopped. He said being with me made him feel stronger. I felt confused, warm, afraid. At night, I thought of him more than I wanted to admit. And then one quiet evening, everything changed. Before I continue, please like, subscribe, and share. Let me know in the comments where you are listening from. Your support truly matters. Now, let's continue. That evening, the air was cool as we walked along the river. The sky was blue and gray. Streetlights glowed softly. We walked slowly, not wanting the night to end. Near the gardens, he stopped and turned to me. He placed his hand on my cheek. I closed my eyes. He kissed me. The kiss was slow and gentle, then deeper. I forgot the world. I forgot fear. When it ended, my heart felt open and unprotected. That kiss changed everything. Soon we spent more time together. Dinners, movies, quiet nights. He stayed over, then stayed more. His shoes by the door became normal, his books on my table. I imagined a future. Then he asked me to travel to Italy with him. We walked through warm streets and ate simple meals. On a hill above the sea, he told me he loved me. He asked me to marry him. I said yes. We married quietly by the sea. For a short time, life felt perfect. Then the shadow appeared. He said his ex-girlfriend wanted money. He looked afraid. I helped him. Then again, and again, until one morning he was gone. His clothes, his phone, my money, all gone. There was no ex-girlfriend, only lies. I fell. Then I stood up again. Now I live near the sea. I am stronger, kinder, wiser. Love can be warm, but truth matters more. This lesson was painful, but it is mine.